The Land Before Time, the illustrated story. Chapter 2. Three Horns Don't Play with Long Necks. As Littlefoot grew into a strong, handsome young long neck, his mother and grandparents were very proud of him. Life had been easy for a while, but the land was changing. Every day, it seemed as if there were fewer leaves on the trees. "Will it always be like this?" asked Littlefoot as he chewed on some bad-tasting pine needles. "No, dear," answered his mother. "That is why we have been traveling. All the herds are following the bright circle in the sky to the place where it touches the ground. It will lead us to the Great Valley." At that moment, Littlefoot's mother looked up and gasped with delight. "Littlefoot, look! A tree star!" She reached up and gently plucked the last star-shaped leaf from a tall tree. She placed it next to Littlefoot, and he looked at it admiringly. "The Great Valley is filled with green food like this," said his mother, "and fresh, cool water. It is a wonderful place where we can all live happily together." "When will we get there?" asked Littlefoot impatiently. I don't know," answered his mother. "But if we have faith and follow the bright circle to where it touches the ground, we will get there." "Have you ever been there?" asked Littlefoot. Smiling gently, his mother answered, "No." "Well, how can you be sure it's really there?" asked Littlefoot. "Some things you see with your eyes, others you see with your heart," answered his mother. "That's true enough. Some things you see with your eyes, others you see with your heart." "Well, I don't understand, Mother," Littlefoot said. "Someday, perhaps, you will." Littlefoot looked down at the tree star. He was about to take a bite when he heard someone yell. He poked his head through some reeds and saw a little girl three-horn charging about, butting everything and everyone in sight and yelling. Littlefoot laughed in delight. He came out of his hiding place in the reeds. The little three-horn took one look at him and smiled. All of a sudden, she yelled, "Ah!" She was going to charge him. "What a great game," thought Littlefoot as he charged the little three-horn. Suddenly, a huge, stern-looking three-horn blocked his way. It was the little three-horn's father. He scowled at Littlefoot and then turned to his child. "Come, Sarah," he said. "Three horns never play with long necks." The little three-horn seemed to change. She looked as if she wanted to attack Littlefoot for real. Littlefoot tripped over his own tail as he tried to back away. His mother came to the rescue and plucked him up gently by the tail. Sarah's father did the same to her. Littlefoot scrambled up near his mother's head. "What's a long neck?" he asked. "Why, that's what we are, dear," his mother answered. Littlefoot said, "Oh," and thought about it. Then he asked, "Why can't I play with that three-horn?" "Questions, questions," said his mother, sighing. "It's just the way it is. We all keep to ourselves. The three-horns, the spike-tails, the swimmers, the flyers. We never do anything together." "But," said Littlefoot, his mother cut in, "when we reach the Great Valley, you will have many of your own kind to play with." Littlefoot still didn't understand. He wondered if they ever really would reach the Great Valley. He was still thinking about this while the family rested in a shady glen near a swamp. As he lay down by his mother, he put the tree star underneath his head as a pillow. He had no sooner fallen asleep than he heard a funny noise. He lazily opened one eye. A great big hopper was staring him right in the face. The hopper leapt away, and Littlefoot jumped up and followed it. Suddenly, a voice said, "That's my hopper!" It was the little three-horned Sarah. Littlefoot said, "I saw him first, but he's in my pond," Sarah yelled back. "Really, Sarah? Your pond? And besides, you heard Littlefoot. He saw him first." She chased the creature down a muddy slope, bumping right into it. With a and a plop, it disappeared into a swampy pond. Littlefoot slid down and bumped into Sarah. He thought she would get mad, but she just splashed after the hopper, which was making bubbles on the surface of the murky brown water. Sarah giggled with delight and jumped on the bubbles, popping each one as it came up. Littlefoot joined in, and soon the two of them were playing as if their fight a short while ago had never happened. They were so busy playing that they didn't see a dark shadow growing bigger and bigger. Suddenly, a terrifying roar filled the air and the ground shook under their feet. They both looked up and saw an enormous figure heading towards them. Their hearts froze in terror. Stay tuned for Chapter 3. See you later. Bye.